to join. Shall we start?
Yeah, we'll do
Okay.
that. Once
Okay.
they
Let them
come,
join. Yes.
they can
Okay.
automatically join. Now, last week we had the presentation session, and we had, I think, 7 students who had given their presentations. Do we have the other one or two who were remaining? I think we are done with Pranav Narsimhan, Neeraj, Shruti, Samed, Kirti Ramesh, Rajeshwari, and Samruddh. I think there were other 2 people, right? Just let me check who are the. Okay, so we have the same people who are.
Sir, Sameed is in the waiting room.
Sameed is in the waiting room. Just give me a second. Oh, okay, okay. Okay, he's been admitted. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we have 6 here today. Then someone is missing. Okay, from the last time, I think Rajeshwari is missing, and the other 2 who weren't able to give the presentation, even they haven't joined for now. Anyways, we'll go about with today's session. Actually, I wanted to have them do the presentation, and then want to have a small discussion on the presentations that you have done, and the basics of how a presentation should actually be conducted. Okay, so I have some inputs to all of you. Okay, now it's basically a feedback that I have for all of you. See, the whole point here is to motivate you and not to demotivate. Okay, so take the positive points and work on any negative aspects that which I felt you had lacking in yourself. Okay, now let's begin. We'll go with the same way that it was done. Okay, Pranav Narsimhan, your content was pretty good, and you had a pretty good speed as well of your presentation. So it was overall it was good. I don't think you could work a little bit on your vocabulary skills. That is basically the pronunciation, but otherwise overall it was good. Okay, Neeraj. Okay, your content was pretty good. Okay, and I like the speed of your presentation as well. I think you could work a little bit on your pronunciation skills. I think there were a couple of words that I noticed that you had a little bit of I think difficulty in pronouncing, but
Yes,
otherwise
sir.
it was pretty good, Neeraj. I appreciate.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay, Shruti, your content was was good. Okay, but it was more like a speech, something that was read out. You kept reading the whole whatever you had made in your presentation, you read it out completely. So when we are looking for a presentation, we actually look for the pauses and the enunciation and how you work on your punctuation skills and so on. So basically, we wanted to be like a discussion, not like a essay reading. Okay, so Shruti, probably you could work on that in your next whenever we have our next presentation.
Okay, sir.
Okay, and I think it was Samed who did first, right? I think there was a little confusion last time. Who did it first? I think it was Samed. Okay, see now your content was pretty good, Samed. Now, but you were using a lot of filler words, like you were using the pauses, oohs, and so on. So probably when you're doing your next presentation, you could try to avoid using those filler words. Otherwise, you've done pretty well.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, well. And Kirti
Aditya,
Ramesh.
can I interrupt
Yeah.
forever?
Yeah. Yes.
I think
yes,
I
go on.
request all of you to unmute yourself so that we can see you all.
unmute and the
Yes,
video.
yes, that will be good. You continue, Aditya.
Yeah. I think I was at Kirti Ramesh. Kirti Ramesh, the presentation that you had prepared itself was very good. I would really appreciate you for taking the time and doing that. Along with that, you had a good speed, you had good control over your subject, and I like your confidence. You are pretty confident about
Thank you, sir.
yeah, what you are doing. Okay, I don't think Rajeshwari is here today. So, and Samrudh. Samrudh, again, your presentation was very well made. I like the presentation. Okay, but then the only probably the negative point is you kept using the word social media a lot. You kept repeating it. If you go through, check the video, I think you've used the word social media in almost every second sentence that you spoke. So probably you could avoid that.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay. Otherwise, you did pretty well. Okay. Okay. Chal. So basically, this activity was not exactly for the content, but I wanted to check how well you present yourself when given an opportunity. I think most of you are pretty good at it, and probably your presentation preparation skills will definitely get better over a period of time. Probably it's the first time or the second time you guys would have been making it. Okay, so practice it. Making effective PPTs is a very important aspect, going forward, because whatever be your profession, having good presentation skills, public speaking skills, will add on to any resume that you're going to build. Any particular field that you're going to select, having a good personality and a good presentation and public speaking skill would definitely take you a long way. Okay, so what we'll do today is I'll be guiding you through. Just give me a second. I'm trying to pull out a presentation that uh, I have just looked up. Okay, just give me a second.
No. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. You had made that because of the break, is it?
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay, okay. Not to worry. No.
While you get ready for the slides,
Yeah.
can I talk to the students for a few
Yeah,
seconds?
sure, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Please.
Good morning, all of you. I want to give
Good
a small
morning, sir.
tip for you.
Morning, sir.
Okay, a short tip. Do not always sit in front of computer or mobiles. Okay, you should also cultivate a habit of physical fitness. Okay, it is very essential, especially for youngsters. Nowadays, children always work with mobiles. You have a wonderful handset, so you work with mobiles, laptops, and whatever not. Okay. I also request you to continue this technical advancement, but also be ready with getting yourself with physical activity, which is quite important for our health also. And also will be more our concentration also will improve once we have physical work. Okay, so keep yourself physically fit. Okay, do some exercise, go for playing in the ground like that. Okay, okay, that's it. I thought I'll tell you because nowadays that is a trend. People are always with latest gadgets and then work with that. Okay. Okay, Aditya. That's what I thought. I'll advise our youngsters.
Yes.
That's it. Okay. Take over.
Yes, sure. Okay, so just give me a second while I share my screen. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
The one with the effective presentation skills?
Yes. Yes.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
okay, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so basically, there's a presentation on how you could effectively present yourself when speaking to an audience. All right. So, what is the meaning of uh, a good presentation? Your presentation is a means of communicating which can be adapted to various speaking situations, such as talking to a group, addressing a meeting, or briefing a team. So, what exactly do you need while preparing to make a presentation? So, first one, you need to plan. So, basically, you need to know what your content is. So, then you sit and create your content accordingly. Okay. So, that's how you're going to be well prepared while making your presentation. And of course, you need to practice. Of course, like usually it is said, to make a 1 minute of presentation, you need to prepare yourself for 1 hour at least. So basically, if you're sitting for a 5 minute presentation, you should have practiced over a period of 5 hours. So that is when you will be able to make a presentation effectively. Okay. And finally, of course, how you present makes a lot of difference in your presentation. Fine. Okay, so let's get into planning. So basically, while planning for a presentation, what all do you need to look for? So first thing, you need to know who's your audience. So right now, we are just having a session of mostly all of you are in the similar classes. So basically, you don't need to worry now. But going forward, when you look at a presentation, you need to know who exactly your audience are and why exactly are they there? Why are they listening to you in the first place? Okay. Now, and then you look at what exactly is your goal that you want to achieve through this presentation, and you need to know what is the duration of what your presentation is going to be. So usually every speaker is given a set number of minutes, so usually it's 6 minutes or probably 10 minutes. So basically you need to plan your presentation accordingly. So if you practice well ahead of time, you could definitely know how much you can accommodate in that particular time limit. Okay, and of course you need to know which place you're going to be addressing. Okay, now the preparation part. How well do you prepare for a presentation? Okay, so the following points you must keep in mind while preparing. Now, what is the structure of your presentation? So basically, how do you go about it? What is your beginning? What is your introduction? And what is the subject? And then finally, what is your conclusion? So that is the structure of any presentation, and that's how it's supposed to be. Okay. So you could use visual aids, and of course, visual aids are basically having any sorts of animations on your presentations and so on. And of course, your voice, how you modulate your voice makes a big difference in how well you make a presentation, and definitely your appearance. Obviously, when you are on stage, it means that you are the most important person in that particular arena, or that particular, for the audience, you are the most important person, because they are listening to you. So how well you appear on stage definitely defines how well you're going to present yourself. Of course, everyone has their own style, unique style of presenting, and you can always work on it so that you can make it better. Always, you should be prepared for a question and answer session whenever having a presentation, so that it becomes more of a discussion rather than a speech. Okay, so a very important aspect of any presentation is the structure, like I already mentioned. So you need to write down the presentation in this order. Okay, so first thing is the objective. So you know what exactly an objective means. Okay, so then the beginning or the introduction. So basically, introduction is what exactly is the agenda of your presentation. You need to give an introduction. Then you come to the main content. The main content is, of course, the body of your presentation, which includes all the details that you're going to be discussing or speaking upon. And then finally, you get to the summary, conclusion, and whatever recommendations that you have for the audience that they take back from your presentation. Okay. And as always, they might be, usually it ends with a question and answer session. So then you need to be well prepared. You need to be well informed about your presentation so that so that you could answer any questions that could come up from the audience in a conclusive manner. All right. So basically, how do you plan your structure? So you make the introduction, you get to the main theme, and then you come to the summary and conclusion. But what is the importance of introduction? So this is the point where you grab the attention of your audience. Okay. So that's why I say whenever you have an introduction, you give that particular, probably you can have a well-made slide, you could have a good joke that you could start your presentation upon. So this will hold the attention of your audience going forward. Okay. So the main theme, the content should be relevant to the topic. You should not, at this point, after your introduction and when you come to the body of your presentation, the content should be relevant to the topic that you're speaking upon. And now, of course, when you're concluding or making a summary of your presentation, that is when you come to the end, you need to have the key message. So you conclude by telling what exactly was the point of your presentation. Right? So what are the prompts that you need to know? So keep short bullet points, only keywords. Now, like I mentioned to a few of you, a couple of you actually, I won't say all of you, actually I had written the entire the body of your presentation. It was whatever the content you had written it out completely in your PowerPoint presentation. So basically, and finally, when you gave the presentation, you basically just read it out. You read out the content, but you were not making a presentation. A presentation is an impromptu activity wherein you only keep the bullet points on your slide, but then your content is going to be what you add upon it. Okay. Now, I'm sorry. Okay. So we'll go to visual aids. Okay. What are the simple ways of, capturing the attention of your audience is you could use simple fonts, colors, and graphs. Like you might all have noticed whenever, a presentation is made to you, they usually have good fonts and graphs. A graph is basically how you present your content through like on a percentage basis. Okay, so you could use images and clip arts to make your presentation more beautiful. Now usually you need to have only 3 to 7 bullet points per slide so that you don't cramp your presentation. Your slide should not get over cramped. Don't try to fit in too many images or don't try to fit in too much content as well in each of your slide. Okay, so basically, that's what I meant when I said don't overcrowd your slides so that it looks professional rather. Okay, now new and different visual aids will wake people up. Basically, it'll grab their attention immediately when you have a good picturesque presentation on your slides. Now the voice, definitely, when making a presentation, one of the most important aspects is how well you present, or because the voice is the background of any presentation, like how I'm speaking to you right now. So basically it should be louder and clearer than your normal pitch. Now usually I myself don't speak like this, right? I'm on a higher pitch than my normal one. So basically you need to be on a little higher pitch so that the attention of the audience is not diverted. Okay, so you need to vary your pitch and volume. So basically, if you go on a flat pitch, it'll be a very boring presentation to watch for most people or for everyone. Okay, so you overemphasize on the points that you think that need to be, which you think are important, So you highlight some of the main points. So how well do you appear? Now, this is basically right now we are all on a Zoom meet. So basically we can just see each other's face. But then of course, when you are on a stage, how well you appear will definitely make a big difference in what the audience thinks about you. So dark colors are usually businessmen like. So you should wear comfortable clothing. Even your shoes could be pretty, which are comfortable to you, so that your complete focus and attention is on the presentation, and you're not worried about how you look, or probably your shoes are not fitting, or your watch is dangling. So you don't need to worry about all these things, right? So basically you need to wear comfortable clothing so that you allow yourself to move a bit. You need to walk around the stage, so you have a big dais that is given to you. You have a big stage, so you could possibly use the entire surface of the stage, so that you walk around a bit and make a good effective presentation. And of course, finally, you need to look confident. You need to know what your subject is. Now, the more you know about your subject, the more confident you're going to be. And of course, being confident is something that you can definitely develop over a period of time through practice, and having reading out your newspapers every day. These will build up the confidence that you need while going and presenting yourself on any occasion. Okay, so let's not get into and also made on dress code. So basically we all know at what occasion and what kind of dress code you need to have. Now when you come on stage as a speaker, you're not expected to be very casual. So that's it. You must have noticed that whenever there's a speaker on stage, whether it's a man or a woman, usually they are dressed very formally. That's why we call it a formal attire. You have your blazer, or you have your suit. And for the ladies, you have all your lady suits that are available. Okay, so it's all about the dressing and so on that I've tried to cover up on. Now let's do one thing. Now when you come to this question and answer session of any towards the end of a presentation, when you get to the question and answer session, so you need to have a basic idea of what kind of questions the audience might ask you. So you need to be well prepared to be able to answer any questions that may come up about the topic. Definitely it's going to be only about the topic that you're discussing, or possibly what you're presenting. So you need to be well aware about the content or the subject of your topic. Okay, so this is the preparation phase of your presentation. Whenever you prepare a presentation, so you start, that's you, and then you come to your first idea. Okay, then you sit and improve upon your idea. Basically you work on your idea, and then you story design. Basically story design is how the structure of your presentation, how you're going to format it, what is the introduction that you're going to give, and how you're going to place your body in the presentation, so that it's well crafted. And then the visual concepts. So visual concepts is basically what is the clip art that you're going to add, or the graphic design that you're going to add. Okay, so you're going to have a graphic execution. The delivery coaching, that is basically having your entire presentation. You need to practice it a good number of times before you go ahead and present on the stage. Okay, so that the execution is good and it reaches the audience in a perfect manner. So what exactly are the materials probably that you could use when you're preparing your material? So you could use some of them. These are basically handouts, are basically the books or references that you may utilize. Okay, you can start making personal notes about your content. Okay, and definitely, like we all know, like we all probably use, is the internet. The internet today has information from all over the world. It's available everywhere. So basically you could use content from the internet to help make your presentation. Okay, and other than all these aspects, one of the most important aspect of any presentation and which could help you, make perfect is practice. So basically, there is no alternative for practice. You need to practice a good 100 times before you are perfect, right? Okay. I think we have, I think, the last 6 to 8 minutes. So let's see if we complete the presentation. I think we can wind up with that. If not, we'll try to extend. Okay, so how well you're going to practice your presentation? So rehearse all your points, whatever you prepare. Now rehearse with all the visual aids and handouts. Okay, practice again and again to manage time. So usually, whenever, like I said, whenever whenever you make a presentation for a meeting or for on a public platform, usually you are given a set amount of time. So you need to practice again and again to manage that particular time. Okay, so you could rehearse in front of a mirror, or probably, if you have a good friend, you could practice with a friend. Okay, now finally coming to the presentation. Now when you are sitting with the presentation, when you start to make your presentation, make a strong start. Engage the audience in the first 2 or 3 minutes. Okay, now you need to show that you're passionate through the movements and gestures that you make. Now, when in the introductory session, when we were speaking about body language, we spoke about it, right? How you make hand movements and what kind of gestures you make definitely grabs the attention of the audience, because they know that you are well versed about your subject or the content that you're talking about. Okay, always make eye contact with your audience. Now don't forget to smile as well, unless your topic is very grim. Now of course, most of the topics, if it's going to be any topic that you speak about, you can always bring in the aspect of a little bit of humor, so that you can make everybody in the audience smile throughout the session. So when you make a presentation, what what makes the audience happy, or what keeps the attention of the audience? See, the 7% is the text of what you're presenting. 55% is basically the visual aspect, what they see, what they are seeing on the screen, or possibly what slides that you prepared. Just give me a second. Okay, and it's only the 38% of what you have is the vocal. How well you communicate your content is what impact it will make on the audience. So basically, if you don't make a good presentation, this is what is going to have. You're going to have people sleeping over at your presentation, or you don't want that to happen, right? Now, what could be the possible reasons of having people sleep over at your presentation, or people not so interested at your presentation? It is lack of experience, lack of enthusiasm. Now, of course, lack of practice, lack of related material, lack of confidence, hesitation, and ambiguity in the results that you want to conclude. So if you're not sure of how you're going to conclude your presentation, it is going to definitely make an impact on the audience. Okay. So what could be the possible aspect that you could avoid, that you have a good presentation? You need to be well prepared, be over prepared whenever you go in front of the audience. Okay, rehearse and practice, have a good grip on your topic, know your subject, be positive, and avoid stress. So the conclusion to our, basically, when I spoke about a presentation, I spoke about conclusion, right? So when we come to the conclusion of our presentation today, so basically the conclusion would be: always be prepared, channelize your fear, and interact with the audience so that you have a good presentation. Okay, so basically we've come to the end of our session today. I don't think we have much time left. Okay, otherwise what we go to, we usually have a good question and answer session after every presentation is made, so that if there are any doubts that the audience might have, usually we take it upon the speaker to answer the question of the audience. Yeah. Okay, so we have come to the end of the presentation for today. I'm not able to share this particular video. Just give me one quick second. Okay.
Sir, could
Okay,
you please
yes.
share the presentation in the
You
group?
want the presentation to be shared? Yeah, that will be shared to the group. Okay, we'll have it shared today. Okay.
Sir,
Okay,
should we
sir.
rejoin after the
No,
time
it's
ends?
not required for now, since we have completed the session that I wanted to have with you. You don't need to rejoin. So probably now I will leave it to you people. Okay, you could take a topic of your own for next week. Okay, make a presentation with at least 6 slides. Okay, last time I had people who had just 1 or 2 slides. This time what I'll do is I'll leave it to you people. You select a topic of your liking, whatever you like. Okay, and make a presentation, but I want this time the slides to be little more professional. Okay, and the content that you are prepared well with. Okay, would that be fine?
Yes,
Right?
sir.
Yes, sir.
Superb. Okay, so what we'll do, I think we are in the last minute of the meeting. Last couple of minutes are there. Okay, so Mr. Vardarajan, if you have anything to say, or if the
Yeah.
students have anything to ask, probably they
Yeah,
can ask,
students,
or
if they
probably
have any question, they can ask. Okay. You
and
have any questions?
guys, one thing is there that we have a WhatsApp group, right?
Yes.
In which all of you are part of. Okay, you could go ahead and probably, if you have any questions for us, either to me or Mr. Vardarajan, you could possibly go ahead and put
Okay.
across your questions anytime. Okay.
Yes, that's good.
Yeah, fine
Okay.
then. So we'll end up
One
for
more
today.
conclusive suggestion to my dear students is, or try to learn bit of music so that you build up the confidence in facing the audience. Okay, start singing, even if it is music, these film songs also, it is okay. Okay, make a habit so that you'll be more confident while speaking to public. Okay, that's for the day. Thank you. Have a nice time. Enjoy your holiday. Today, 3 people have not come because of holidays. Okay, let's catch up. We'll share the video. Okay,
Okay,
bye-bye.
it'll be shared. I think the video will be shared
So
on.
that they can see.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, guys. So for the next week, for the next Sunday, kindly do prepare. You could probably, I'll fix a time limit as well. I think we'll just keep it for 3 minutes. Okay. So each of you will be given 3 minutes. Okay. But this time I give you the liberty to select whatever topic that you would like. All right. It could be a topic of your choice, whatever it could be. It could be on sports or whatever, music or anything, any random topic you can select. Okay, you have 3 minutes, but I want 6 slides. Okay, minimum of 6 slides to be there. That's well prepared, but I don't want all of you to be reading out the content to me. I want it to be an interactive session. Okay, a presentation. All right. So fine then. I think we are running
Yes.
out of time as well. So it was nice catching up on the Sunday. So you guys have a good rest of the Sunday, and then we'll catch up.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Bye, guys. Take care.
Okay.
Bye,
Okay,
sir.
thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, teachers. Bye, teachers.